You can't just throw us out. This is illegal. Get off my property right now. Those were the words rattling around in my head, but what actually stopped me in my tracks was that letter from the district attorney taped right to my front door like some kind of eviction notice for criminals, not just a tired guy with a porch swing. I'll never forget the way my stomach did a backflip. Almost made me laugh, honestly, but in that dizzy, slightly sick kind of way. There was all official looking with a big shiny gold seal, bold threats in big blocky letters. And right at the bottom, the kicker. If I didn't remove my so-called illegal porch swing in 72 hours, I could be facing not just fines but actual criminal charges. For a swing. I mean, imagine explaining that one to your family at Thanksgiving. Yeah, I got locked up because I wanted to watch the sunset from my porch. Yeah, that happened, or at least that's what they wanted me to believe. I could barely hold the paper steady, my hands shaking like I'd just seen a ghost, and for a second, I bought it. I mean, who wouldn't? But then I squinted at that seal. Districted attorney. Not district attorney. Just an extra little it tucked right in there. I blinked. The letter smelled like dollar store perfume. Something sickly sweet and cheap. The signature? Assistant Perur. Not prosecutor. Not persecutor. Just Perur. Maybe spelled check called in sick. I just stood there, feeling all that fear boiling into something new, something hot. That porch swing creaked behind me like it was in on the joke. Karen, the HOA president, of course it's always Karen. She'd been gunning for that swing since the day I hung it up. It destroys the neighborhood look, she'd say, or it encourages loitering. It's a porch swing, Karen. Just wooden rope, sanded by my own hands. Nothing fancy, just comfortable. Kids love it. My older neighbors always wave when they walk by, sometimes sit and tell a story or two. But to Karen, a safety hazard, she'd say like kids were going to be flung into orbit by this thing. She swore the HOA rules forbade it. They didn't. Trust me, I checked. Twice. Still, the letter had me on edge. You see, when you get something that looks that official, you can't help but feel a little cornered. So first, I marched the thing over to the HOA board meeting, thinking maybe someone with sense would call this what it was, a joke, or at least a mistake. That room always smells like bad coffee and old carpet, folding chairs arranged like some kind of budget intervention. Karen leaned back with her arms folded, doing that little smile that never touches her eyes. I said, plain as day, this letter is fake. You could have heard a pin drop. One board guy coughed, another just stared at his shoes, and Karen? She laced her fingers together, all prim and proper, and said, "We only follow the law here," real loud, like she was starring in a courtroom drama. No one came to my rescue. Somebody in the back whispered, "Just take the swing down." I could feel myself shrinking, then getting mad, and then, somehow, waking up all at once. If you've ever felt totally alone in a room full of people, you know the feeling. That night, I laid out that letter on my kitchen table like it was evidence in a mystery. Heck, it was in a way. I used to design school flyers for fun, so I know fonts, margins, all that good stuff. And man, that letter screamed high school project. The letterhead was blurry, like someone stretched it too much on an old copy machine. The DA's address didn't have a suite number. The phone number? Wrong area code. The official seal? I kid you not. It was clip art, a pixelated gold circle with a tiny crown that looked more like a squashed bug. I started laughing for real then. Karen had faked a letter from the DA and didn't even bother running spell check. I was mad, sure, but I wanted payback done right. No yelling, no drama. I wanted the truth to knock her flat. So I made a plan. Step 1, call the real district attorney's office. I was polite, maybe a little too polite, asking if they send out porch swing removal letters to homeowners. The lady on the other end paused like I just asked her if aliens deliver my mail. She goes, "We do not. Please email us a copy." Her voice went sharp and quick. I sent it off, waited. 15 minutes later, ping, my inbox lit up. "This is counterfeit. Please do not comply. An investigator will follow up." I could almost hear the sirens in her email. Step 2, set a little trap. I scribbled a sticky note and stuck it on my door. "I will remove the swing tomorrow." I knew Karen couldn't resist. She walks the neighborhood at night. Seriously, like a raccoon in perfume and house slippers. I set my doorbell camera to high sensitivity, then sat in the dark listening to my swing creak in the wind. At 1:13 a.m., my phone pings. I sit up, and sure enough, there she is, hood pulled up, a cloud of perfume floating behind her, trying to tape another official paper over my note. She drops the tape, mutters something I can't repeat here, then presses the paper onto the door like it's going to stick the swing to the house. My camera catches her face, clear as day. Gotcha. The next morning, I sent out a group text to the neighbors. Important update about the DA letter. Don't miss the HOA meeting tonight. People can't resist a little drama. So the folding chair room was packed, folks holding up their phones before I even said a word. Karen struts in, her big binder hugged to her chest like a shield, launching right into her speech about law, order, and the dangers of porch swings. I raise my hand. She pretends not to see me. Somebody says, "Let him talk." Another pipes up, "We're filming." The tension? You could cut it with a butter knife. Finally, she gives a stiff little nod. I walk up, slap the letter on the table. "This is a fake," I say, loud enough for the folks in back. "Here's the seal. See that typo? Wrong phone number, wrong area code. Here's a little bonus. The doorbell cam at 1:13 a.m. Watch this." I hit play on my phone, and the video of Karen, caught red-handed, fills the room. You could hear the gasps, then the laughter bubbling up, then people just couldn't stop. "Is that Karen?" somebody says, cracking up. Karen's smile slides off her face. She tries to say something, but it just comes out as a mumble, "This is taken out of context," or something like that. And then, door swings open. A guy in a suit, badge on his hip, walks in with a woman carrying a folder. "Good evening. I'm with the district attorney's office." The room goes still cold. My heart's pounding like a drum. He picks up the letter, gives it a long look, then turns to Karen. "We've received a report of forged documents using our seal." Karen tries to play it cool. "This is a misunderstanding. We were only trying to enforce HOA rules." The investigator cuts her off. The DA does not enforce HOA rules. He starts firing off questions. Did she make the letter? Did she tell anyone the DA was involved? Karen's answers got more tangled with every word, like yarn in a kitten fight. Then he asked for a printer. Somebody actually giggled. Wasn't me, but I sure wanted to. And just like that, the whole board flips. Suddenly they're all, "We had no idea. We never approved this. We're shocked." A neighbor in the back yells, "You try to scare us?" And someone else shouts, "I took down my garden gnomes because of you." People are half laughing, half cheering, phone still up, the room just buzzing. The investigator collects the letters, asks Karen to step outside. 2 uniformed officers waiting right by the door. No handcuffs, but her face said everything you needed to know. What happened next was like the sun coming up slow after a long storm. The board suspended Karen as president on the spot. They voted to review every violation she'd ever handed out, going back a year. The DA's office took over the fake letter case, fraud unit and all. Local news got wind of it, and next thing you know, my doorbell cam video is all over the neighborhood group. Laughing emojis, Karen memes, people joking about swing justice. After that, the mood in the neighborhood changed. Folks dropped by just to pat my porch swing and say, "Glad it's still here." Kids would pile on and ask for stories. I made lemonade like it was July, even though the leaves were already turning. The HOA rewrote the rules. No more secret letters, no more surprise fines. Every notice has to be public now. Teresa, the new president, stopped by my place with cookies. Real sugar, not that weird diet stuff Karen used to hand out. She apologized for the mess, and for the first time in ages, the street felt friendly again. We threw a block party, and someone hung a tiny banner across my swing. Legal now. I don't think I've laughed that hard in years. Karen? She moved out, slow and quiet, hauling boxes at night, head down. Last time I saw her, she glanced at my swing, then at me, and, I swear, for just a second, she almost said sorry. Almost. In the end, the DA fined her for the forged documents, made her do community service, picking up trash at the park where the kids play. Some days I walk by, give a nod. She never looks up. And honestly, I don't need revenge anymore. The truth did that for me. Now, every time I hear that old porch swing creak, it sounds like justice, slow and sweet, the kind you can feel right in your bones. So tell me, do you think she got what she deserved? Was justice really served? Or should have gone further? Drop your thoughts below. Let's hear your stories, your HOA nightmares, or maybe just what you'd have done if it was your porch swing. And hey, don't forget to follow, because you won't believe what happened with the mailbox next door.